let's see if this works this way. And I will. They asked me last show about explaining the tarot and maybe a little astrology, a little more in depth. And I figured, let's do it this way. We'll wait a little while, as usual. I'm kind of doing this upside down because it's the only way I can figure out how to do it. You got to improvise sometime, how to set up the camera and everything. So I got a couple books on the back of this camera. Okay, just try to line it up here all nice. And yeah, let me see if I can find myself on my other computer so I can read what you guys are saying, because this is going to be tough from this angle. So let me see if this works. Oh yeah, this might work. All right, cool. Fantastic. And look at me. I got my little studio set up here now. And I can look at what's going on in time over here. Remove a couple things from here. Get this all set up nice. That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad now, is it? I don't want to hear this reverb in my ear. That will screw me up real bad because there's like a 2-second delay in what I'm talking about, what you guys are seeing. But we'll play around with these cards for a second. More precisely, I'll explain to you a little more in depth of what the tarot is. So who we got here? Who's in the building? Can y'all hear me? As usual, for people that aren't here live, it takes a little while before we get going. So, somebody say something if they can hear me. Just hit a button. Ah, no. You make me plug my headphones in this other one and see if I can hear myself. Let me just do that. Can I hear myself? Okay, you can hear me? Okay, cool. Let's see what's going on over here with... Okay. What up, Cam? All right. Can I outline the benefits of sushi for you real quick? I mean, sushi, man, you got all the good oils. And depending on how fresh it is, fish has always been we always the fisher, man. They're not on the same plane. They're below us. They don't really fish have a universal consciousness. You're not taking anything like, obviously if they're catching fish in bulk, that ain't the way to go, like with the big nets. But fishing and sushi, there's just from a psychological standpoint, if you're thinking like, oh, the fish got feelings, the fish are all this, yeah, but the way they really do it, the way they're really killing the fish, is they're doing it if there is a humane way to do it, right? At least the good sushi restaurants and where they're getting the really good sushi from, there's a really specific process they go about killing the fish that basically they feel like almost no pain. It's a really interesting process. I suggest checking it out. I forget the name of the show, but they do an entire show on it. But yeah, just from that level, like you should, again, it always comes back to this, man. If you got no quibbles, and just from the eating it standpoint, it's easy to digest. Obviously, it's been used. Fish have been used all over the world. I mean, most people do live near the water. The percentage of people that live near the water, we're only supposed to venture into land sometimes. Yeah, enhancing benefits. Yeah, I don't really know like that, man. I'm not. I mean, I dig sushi. I like the idea of it. I like the whole atmosphere. So I think there's something to that, considering it's been around for so long, and just the connection to being fishermen and fisher kings, all that. But as far as being like, what's in it? Oh yeah, you got the omegas and all that. It's good. It's brain food. But yeah, I don't know off the top like that, man. I wish I could assist you a little more. What's up, Super Champion Rocker? Yes, yes. So give me like, I'll wait like, well, I don't know, 2, 3 more minutes. Let me go grab my tea, and we'll get this. Give me like 2 minutes. Let me grab my tea, and then we'll talk about the tarot as toroidal fields. Ah. My favorite album, man, oh man, that's a really tough one. But I will go right off the top. Pete Rock, Pete Instrumentals. You really can't beat it. It's just some of the most perfect beats ever made, and so it kind of gives you that backdrop for creative force. And yeah, sorry about that, man. I've been doing this birthday thing. I'm getting back to 100%. So I'll work on that, man, for sure, for sure. Uh, I'll get on that, man. But Pete Rock, Pete Instrumentals. But as far as like if you say album like with artist, man, that's gonna be, you have to give me a minute on that. Right now. Uh huh. Uh huh. I got you for sure. It'll probably be something wax done. Just because like current, if we stay in current with it, old school albums gonna be difficult because there's just way too many. There's just way too many. There's a lot of garbage out right now. You got this right here for real? Yeah, yeah. Mm. There's not, there's not a lot of albums that I go through, uh, like the whole thing that just put it on and let it play through. There's not too many. It does. The funny thing, yeah. Whenever I put it on, I always flips out. I always, yeah. I was like, what is this? What is this thing doing here? So it keeps the collar open all nice. You got Halloween costumes that I'm wearing as full time gear. Yeah, it's nice. It doesn't. Yeah, we gonna do that in a second. I'll talk about it and then we'll play with it. We'll talk about what's going on what's in the box. What is happening in the box? I guess it's been long enough. I'll just get into what the tarot is, and then we'll, from the toroidal field aspect. Everything we work with in this environment is you can call them vortexes, toroidal fields, tarots, rota. The word you get even rota learning from rotating or spinning. You're making wheels. The wheels that spin. We're always spinning something. And we spin languages. We spin stories. We weave things. You'd call it like you put a spindle on to make a fabric or a yarn. And then a yarn is even another word for a story. So you'd spin stories, and you'd be working with a weaving machine. You'd work with making the rug that that the gurus sit on. They fly around the magic carpet. All has to do with the word tarot or toroidal or ROT, rotate. So what we do when we use this thing is we're creating, You can make anything out of it you want. Every card has multiple meanings. Like I could read out of this book and tell you, I could go right to a page here, and I could go, all right, well, the Ace of Bows means the spark of life, and it gives me a bunch of different things, what's on the picture. There's against a shimmering background of leaves and branches, a stout, rough-hewn hunting bow shimmers with the fire of life itself. The tip of an arrow rests on a heap of kindling shaft, and a curled bark is bursting into flame as the tip flashes with brilliant, incandescent light. Now, I could spin that into a good story or a bad story for someone. I've told people about this before. You know, I walked through New Orleans and I asked somebody to I had a deck of cards in my pocket. I said, hey, what's I was playing with him, but he was a dick. And so I pulled out a card, and I think it was the Nine of Swords. And he just gave me like a bad description of it. I was like, you didn't have to do that. You could have told me a good description of it, because everything. See, that's where the tarot screws up right now. And some people wanted to hear about the deck that I'm designing with. We'll see who I'm gonna do it with. But right now we're working with rectangles. Rectangles. It means there's not even sides. Short side, long side. It means the only way you're looking at a card is like this or like this. And in fact, you only can look at the card like this because that's the only way you can read it. You see? So you'd say, oh, it's inverted, it's upside down, so it's the opposite. Well, we're so far away from polarity and duality that the cards need to be made different to represent that, so that when you're telling a story, you have more options in it. These cards, even now, I can make many stories out of this. I don't think I've ever read anybody a bad story. You can look through all the videos I made when I pull cards for people, and it's always a beneficial story, because there's no reason to spin a bad story for someone, because what you're doing is you're creating a toroidal field, and I'm using my mouth to create spirals into the computer. The sound that if you're listening through headphones, I'm causing both of your hemispheres to be, it's like hemisync. I'm causing your brain to do something different. It's the sound is coming in both ears, but it's inside of this middle of your skull. I'm balancing your brain, and I could tell a story while I'm balancing your brain that could be good or bad. It could be anything, but these cards, by looking at them in a certain way, you go immediately, well, this card, the Four of Vessels, it means boredom. Okay, well, this is a whole new deck. I've never seen this before. This is really rad. I like this deck a lot. And by the way, thanks, shout out, Core Birth got this for me. And now that story of boredom can be a lot of different things. You know, boredom is also, we can turn that into something like, I might read this book and it might be all negative. And I'll say, well, boredom is a good thing, because in boredom, what you find is introversion, which gives you introspection, and it gives you time to yourself and time to ponder, which is powerful. So as I speak and as I use these cards, I'm creating vortexes. And those vortexes are the toroidal fields that you live inside of. And we use these cards, even most of the ways people, what they'll do is, I'll shuffle up these cards, and I'll just give you, I'm only going to take a small portion of the deck, so we're not going to rely on anything too deep here. I'm just going to pull it right off the top here. And what we would do is we would do this. Most of the time, one of the spreads is going to be this. So we're creating a spiral or a vortex or a field. So we're generating toroidal fields of a story that then, the story, out of me telling you about these cards, you end up in the center of the story. And here you sit. And interestingly enough, the cards came up all face to me, which isn't that strange. I could tell you a story about this. About creativity, challenges, the foundation of life, and the links. Well, I don't know what the links represents right off the top of my head, and I'm not going to tell this story. I'd rather shuffle them all up first, and then we'll talk a little deeper. But this just gives you an idea of showing you what's going on with the way that the deck is, what the deck is doing. We're using, but just remember this: in the future, well, now, I've already created it. I just haven't put it together completely. But I already have, it's already worked out. A number of cards, the way they're supposed to look, all of this. It causes, I would call it would be a 4-part balancing. It's changing things in the cards, the way they're shaped and the number of them changes a lot of things, and it gives more possibility within stories. So that way, you go to storytellers or tarot readers, they're going to do it and they're going to create good stories for people. Because why would you ever create a bad story? Why would you ever create a bad story for yourself? You know, gypsies tell bad stories sometimes, but they only do it because they tell bad stories to people that might harm them. And so gypsies tell bad stories to people to take over their mind. But we don't need to play in that world anymore because too many people got too many bad stories going on. And that's no fun for anybody, is it? We've all been through too many bad stories. And by creating a deck of cards that is actually shaped different, we can create something wildly different. Using the seasons, using the elements, using, you'll see. I mean, you could probably figure it out already what I'm doing, but with the new deck. But here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know what should we do with these cards today. I don't even know. I'm just gonna pull one card out and just you can learn one card with me out of this new deck, and see if this is an inspiration to your day. What I'll do is put this here, and I'll cut it right there, I think. And I'll cut it here. Then I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to cut it right one more time. All right. Which deck? Let's see. For you guys, is it deck number 1 or deck number 2? 1 or 2? Yeah, Travis Cup, don't worry, man. I already given you a couple little tidbits of what's going on. Hava, good to see you. What up, Sono Logos? Hey, Sonos Logos. The last show I did was fan-fucking-tastic. It was amazing. Good, listen to that one. You're not gonna see my face in it too much. I was just kind of ranting and raving with some people, but it was pretty good. So I'm gonna go right with Cam. He already said number 2. Cam's goddess card. Oh, Dominique. Ah, okay. This is not for you, Cam. I'll do that right after this. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that right after this is everybody. This deck. This is for everybody's day. We're just gonna see if this just gives some people an idea about their day. Ah, I'll even show you. There it is. I wish I had a little button I could zoom in. Wish I had a little. I used to have that. One of my tripods came with a remote for it. I don't know how it hooked up, but supposedly I could use it to zoom in and zoom out on my phone. But you see that? That's the Great Bear. Okay, let me get you a little close up here. Oh, see if I can see this over my computer. It's a pretty rad card. The Great Bear. And this is everybody's card today. What did I do with what did I do with my reading materials? Oh, there it is. Exactly where I left it. Yeah, see, I wish I did. I don't have a laptop. I don't have a laptop. I just got this phone and this other computer. They're both Androids. They're just tiny little. Uh, yeah. Nice. Field day at work. Teachers had half a day. Nice. And then we got. I'll read. We'll get Cam's card after this. But let's see about this bear. It's a really good card right there. I can already tell. I'm guessing that's from it's gotta be the Major Arcana, number 20. Oh no, there's a queen. Oh, there's the Queen of Stones bear. This is a different bear. Oop, there it is. The Great Bear from the Major Arcana. Position on the wheel. The Great Bear is placed at the winter solstice on the 21st of December. Its element is earth and is associated with the dark sun, the gateway of the dead in their rebirth, and the still point of renewal and healing. Interesting. I've been talking about that all day. And it's just been what's going on after this. After burying myself for 3 days on my birthday, having a good old time in the underworld, dancing, partying, getting drunk, and being foolish. And so I know that kind of associates with my life. Between two yew trees lies an ancient burial mound of the kind known as a passage grave. Upon this, a polar bear crouches, keeping watch. The initiate has been laid to rest, covered by earth and stone, and now waits to be reborn, guarded by the shamanic sentinel of the mound. The traditional religious and political concepts of right and wrong, guilt and innocence have no place here, for the judgment that takes place during the time of rebirth is both inward and mystical, and yet outward and universal, reaching far beyond the narrow confines of human civilization and conventions. The constellation of the Great Bear stands out in the sky, indicating the entrance to the other world to which the seeker proceeds. This is completely, absolutely correct right now for me. And meaning fear and death have damnation have mutated into the distorted view of this card traditionally known as judgment. Squandered in the pursuit of vainglories and pretentious ambition, the painful void left within an individual's soul will make itself known through the despair and frustration. On the earthly or universal sphere, if we abuse the ecosystem and lay waste to the world resources, nature will find a way to redress the balance by its own evolutionary means. Nature is not vindictive, just practical. By the same token, if time is spent educating and understanding ourselves, the investment in wisdom will help us live up to our lives and our deeper respect for all humanity and nature. Life will be enriched by the joy and beauty of the universe. The Great Bear is the guardian of the forest ways and holds the power of life and death over those who transgress its laws. After experiencing the stages of being stripped and laid bare, the initiate experiences renewed strength and wisdom and is reborn into a place of quiet stillness, peace, and rest that allows the healing process to be completed. The new, whole, reconstituted person lies hibernating, full of potential, ready to meet the coming spring with energy and joy. The only thing in life that is assured is that if you wait long enough, it will change. Have you survived the changes who you are after is up to you? The major element in this process of judgment of yourself and others. This may relate to an assessment regarding a personal matter or situation and could be linked to the process of forgiving. It also may relate to a group or social decision. In the process of judgment, both as an individual and on the universal level, honesty is key. Be honest, forgiving, and patient, but most of all, be assured change is at hand. Remember, the universe has a long memory. Nothing is ever forgotten. So that for me is 100,000% correct. I literally was buried for 3 days, just in drinking and eating shit that I would never eat, just falling into the water, being goofy, and really just, enjoying myself, but just, I had to lay down. I had to lay down and took a nap after this. And I didn't really get up. I didn't get off the couch for like 3 days. I've done this before. The Great Bear has definitely been part of my shamanic journey through the use of many different types of spirits. But today, I woke up, I was like, I cleaned the house, like vacuumed everything, got the dog all cleaned up. She had a little itching going on because I know there was another dog over here the other day, so I think the dog brought maybe some fleas or something, and she'd been itching real bad. So I cleaned her up, got her all, I cooked yesterday, or I cooked a little bit, and yeah, man, it just, everything about that to me is, that's how I've been. That's where I am. And so I don't know if that speaks to any of you. And then we'll yeah. Hocus pocus. Yeah, I wish I could, but I don't know these cards. I just got this deck. I have no idea. Like, even if I had to go off on it, I know you fucking with me, Seed. I hear you. But yeah, I wish I could. I wish I knew the deck better. I just got it though. I ain't gonna kill you, Cedar. I know. Yeah, you know, you're always allowed to call. You're allowed you to say whatever you need. We'll get on it. It's nice to see you. Well, you can't even see me right now. If you could, let's see. I don't want to screw my whole thing up, but you could. Whoa. That's you do live callings. See, I could do live callings for people. It would just have to be, you know, just me wilding out. I mean, I do that anyways for people. I couldn't really use the tarot to do it, I just don't know it that well. I mean, I'm the living tarot walking around, but explaining all this shit. So hopefully this card was nice for everybody, and it makes a lot of sense. You know that bear has no judgment. It's just is the shamanic, like, just here it is, gateway. Would you like to join us in the underworld? And so Cam asked, yeah, this is the living sigil, the living tarot. That's it. We're already living vortexes. We're already the black hole. We're already the sun. We're already the the black sun, the light sun. We're already the moon. We're already the earth. We're already all this shit. And that's the biggest portion of all of this. That at any time I'm talking, that's the only thing that. Yeah, Mark Barron, you got to go to the beginning of the show. I already explained it. We on something else right now, man. I'm not gonna redo that. Just go back to the beginning of the show, unless you want to stay here live. But if Cam's still in the room, if Cam's still there, I'll give Cam what he asked for. Yeah, you do. So you want to know about your goddess, Dominique? Let me see. Let me see exactly what you asked here. Cam's goddess card. Her name is she the goddess to be Cam's counterpart? Yeah, here we go. Let's see. And I'm giving you. You know, I used to for everybody just play with the Major Arcana, and I probably what I'll do after this is I'm gonna split these apart probably during this show right now, and pull them apart because it's easier just to play with the Major Arcana. I don't even fuck with the Minor Arcana because it's just that's just too much. I can read the Major Arcana. Like, that's easy. I mean, it's not easy. It makes more sense. So here you go, Cam. I'm gonna split this for you. I'm gonna split it into 3 decks, and I don't like that one there. You know, like that, and we'll put that one on top of there, and we'll put this one there, and then we're gonna do this one. Okay. You want A, B, or C? You want B, Cam? All right. Let's see what it's got for you. You want to write off the top? You want to write off the top here? Is that the one? That's the one, ain't it? Here it is, Cam. Oh, you said cut the deck. Oh no. Oh no. It was too late. Here we go. There you go. You got 2 choices. There it is. We'll see. See, this is even more fun. This is good. See, this is why it happens, Cam. You want a choice. You didn't want an absolute. But you got the 2 of bows. You got a decision. And you got 4, the Green Man. Oh, the Green Man. That sounds like fun. I'm gonna read that one first because that was my pick. But you know, I'm not trying to pick anything for you. The Green Man. I like that. That sounds fun. The Green Man stands for the green. The Green Man stands with the Green Woman at the midsummer solstice. This is the time of greatest warmth, with the sun in its highest position in the sky. Fire is the element associated with this time. So, ooh, the Dadga. Oh, the Heart of Pendragon, the Sacred Oak. Okay. The Green Man The face of the green man gazes from this card with a challenging and blazing stare. Golden summer light radiates from the leaves that burst abundantly across his glowing face and reach across the heart of the sacred land. In front of him is the cauldron of thriving and regenerating nature, which is both a preserver and storehouse of vital energy and creation and stability. It represents the throne of kingship, currently empty, and the green man guards it with his spear and horn of plenty, ready for the king who will take his place and stand as the defender of land. This was already a yes. This is, yeah, that's your girl. Or your queen, or your goddess, or however you like to call her. All right. Which one, I'm not going to read the rest for you right now, unless you really want me to. I guess I'll read it for you. I know you want me to. The green man is a symbol of flourishing heart of the male aspect of nature, one of the most ancient images of the connection between mankind and nature. His face has looked out from the stones of temples and the churches for centuries. Even the dim and chilly heights of the Christian cathedrals he looks down, often sardonically on the people far below, constantly returning in thinly disguised ciphers such as the Green Knight, the Jack in the Green, and Robin Hood. His face, disgorging leaves, peers out from the rich, dark, fertile heart of the forest and challenges you to respect and revel in the joys of the natural world. His aspect can be fearsome and frightening as he protects the wild beasts of the forest. They know his voice and his presence well, for he is as much one of them as a conscious spirit in the land, and the interaction between nature and beast is constant and intertwined. The fecund cauldron is under his ever-watchful eye, and the joyful exultation of creation and fertility are seen in the Cerne Abyss giant. Proud both in his manhood and his protective power, he is a fierce giant indeed, mature in his power and patient in his resolution. The green man is ever vigilant and unerring, stoically in his guardianship of the sacred land. His warning to respect the laws of nature and the beasts of the forest are best heeded, and his challenges to those who abuse his generosity can be fierce and severe indeed. Yet his heart is great, and his spirit is warm and full of primal joy. His face is not hidden from those who can see through the thickly tangled fronds that encompass and enfold the earth. His bounty is rich and nutritious, and soaked in the golden rays of a fertile summer sun. The reading points. The green man is generous in his bestowal of creativity, fertile energy, and he will move you to a new level of confidence and assertive dynamism. This is time both giving and receiving in the natural flow of life, both inwardly and outwardly, prepared to find a new and thriving drive and begin projects, relationships, and even new ways of living your life and fulfilling your world. Now is the time to be experiencing the apex of your cycle of life. Enjoy it. Now you got your choice of you. I gave you this card, but you said you want me to cut the deck, and so you already know what the Two of Bows is. You already told you what it is. The Ten of Arrows. Let's see. Let's just see what it says in here. The Two of Bows, decisions. A figure stands at the hilltop at night against a backdrop of stars. Around his head blazes a corona of flames, the fires of decision. In each hand he holds a tall, unfinished bow, stave that extends above his head. From the bow staves burst flames, an expression of his vigor and strength. The subconscious senses related to the desires to resolve decisions are awakened. The gateway stands open before the individual prepared to take positive actions. So, I mean, you could read this as, hey, your decision is to take my decision. I mean, if I'm supposed to be being shaman for you right now. So, and her name is already Sunday. So Dominica. Isn't that for Sunday? Isn't that what that means? I know every time. I think that's happened before. I know that's happened before in other shows. I don't know if it was with you, Cam. I think something happened because I got a delay on my screen over here, and that's what I'm looking at. Hey, Sita, did you know there's another Burning Man? It's actually called the opposite of Burning Man, and it's in the middle of the country. It's not called Burning Man. It's called Living Man or something. It's supposed to be pretty excellent. I think it's in Atlanta. Somebody should check it out. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Yeah, the opportunity. There you go, Cam. You got that figured out. The opportunity cost of taking my decision. If you take my decision, and it's not mine, if you take the card's initial decision, then you can get mad at the cards. You can't get mad at me. This is all for entertainment purposes. I don't know anything. I'm just shuffling cards. I don't even. Yeah, what up, Emma? Mark Barron. Of course I can. What do you want your question to be, man? Um, and I'll use the whole deck for you. But after you, I'm gonna get to the Major Arcana just so we can make this shit simple. But I'll use the whole deck for you. Just tell me what's up, Super Champion Rocker? Are you not entertained? Is this not entertainment? And while I'm here, I have this whole new bookshelf that I totally forgot about that I could probably dip into. So Mark Barron, just tell me what your question is. Make it, what is your life's purpose, man? You asking big questions. You asking real big questions. Come on, make it a little simpler than that. Give you something a little more current. You know what I mean? Don't try to direct your entire life's purpose. That's a little too much. How about like like something going on with the job or a girlfriend or something just soon. Don't ask that much right now, because that's a lot to handle. Especially when the cards are in my hand, people know already. This is powerful shit in my hands. I don't know you that well, so you might get something a little dangerous in this deck. I never used these before. I gotta shuffle these for a while before I can answer something that big. These ain't even mixed up yet. They ain't even upside down. They are the right side up. You hear me though, Mark Barron? Good. Yeah. Although I will take a peek in here to see what it would be for you. I ain't gonna tell you, but I'll read your future. Yeah, you didn't want that. You definitely didn't want that, man. That's a good choice. Good choice. You did not want that card. There was something from the Minor Arcana too. You didn't want that, because this gives you an opportunity to change your life's purpose. Because next time I pick these up, I'll know you a little better. Especially after this question right here, then the cards will know you better. All right. Okay. See to sure. When the 21st, yeah. You got to keep Cedar. You got to keep on my ass about that, because I don't work well within time. I'm outside of time, so like for me, I don't know. I don't even know what month it is. That kind of shit. I don't even know what year we're in. I'm sitting here in 3030. I might even be 3035 at this point. So days and solstices and shit. Just stay on my ass about that. Come on my show. Hit me up on my Theo Luminous. You know what I mean? Because people think because I don't get back to them, it's because I don't care. It's because too many people email me, and I want to answer everyone's questions as brilliantly as possible, and I can't do it texting. It doesn't work well. Yeah, take your time, Mark Maron. I'm gonna stop shuffling now, because now you have your question in mind, and I'm gonna give you a choice of A, B, or C. And we ain't gonna screw you up the way Cam got screwed up. Bury this one here though. There it is. All right, Sita. What's up, Divine Light Hazel? Always purple hearting out here. Appreciate it. We're just waiting on Mark Barron to come through with his next question, and then we'll Super Champion Rocker you right after this. And that's a good question, Super Champion Rocker. Right after this, I got that question for you. You already know. Wagwan, boy. Wagwan, Ailir. Oh, okay. Career progression. Good. All right. A, B, or C. I'm going to take it right off the top. I ain't going to screw you up like Cam. A, B, or C. A. Taking it right off the top. Career card. And it's Knight of Arrows, a hawk. Very good choice. This is a good answer. This is already a good answer. I know what the hawk means, but I'm gonna get the book out. This is a good card for career advice. The Knights of Arrows, the hawk. Let's get in here. Oh, here we go. So here you go. Departing Imbolc towards the spring equinox. That's the position. The meaning is quick, graceful, and a master of the element of air. The hawk is symbolic of vision and power. I'm very much hawk-like, just to let you know. The ability to fly and nest at high altitudes and see prey and hunt from a great height brings a special reverence to this majestic and fearless creature. The reading point is a quicksilver messenger of fate. The hawk can help and support you see through the layers of doubt and uncertainty to problems at the heart of the matter. Be swift and subtle and use your common sense to progress. As a person, a Knight of Arrows is a champion who rises and defends and upholds belief, clear visions. As an aspect of process, vigilance as you go through, impulsiveness, heroism, using subtlety as a way through, as a happening, a speedy turn of events, a decision it needs to be made. In the depth of doubts, what do you hold too strongly? What do you need to stand up for? So, how does that look towards a career? Do you want me to decipher that for you? Let's see what we got. Knight of Arrows again. Hold on one second, y'all. Oh. Yeah. So right at the beginning, the idea of the hawk is to take an overview of your entire life. You have to see from a third point of view. This is something I talk about all the time. It's not living in a dual world. Like, you want to know your first thing was your life's purpose. The other thing is like career path, right? So these things can be known to you if you would step outside of a dual system, meaning thinking there's left and right. It means stand above the situation. You have to be airy in the element. You have to pull yourself out of the whole thing, whatever's going on in your life. You just sit back for a second, smoke an L, do whatever you do. I don't know how you get down. I don't know how you get lifted. But take a look at an overview. Take a scan over your entire life and go, hey, here's all the things I didn't like. Here's all the things I did like. Take a look at all the books on your shelf and say, which ones influence you the most? Then take a look at things that really that like, hey, I would like to be up here. This is what I'd like to do. And then you go from there. You have to, you take something that's air-like and you have that air thing, take a magnet and place it somewhere in the future of like whatever it is that your career you want it to be. And then you take the steps of getting there. Don't think of the steps to get to. You can't think of it in the way of I need to walk to it. You drop a magnet somewhere. That's what this does. That's what the air does. It picks up something as a bird, as a hawk, and goes and places it in the future. But you have to know where the fuck you want to go. You have to take an honest assessment of your entire life and what are the things that you're really good at. What do you want to be good at? And it's that's it. Does that make a little more sense on where to, do you want to stay in your career? That might even be your first question. Is the career you're in already correct? This is your path? What's the old saying? You dress for the job you want, not the one you have. You ever heard that before? That statement, you dress for the job that you want, not the one you have, is the same thing as saying, I have a mindset not of who I am now, but what I'll become. So change your mindset about what you think you are. and then you place a magnet there. You could literally do that on the refrigerator. You could literally, I'm telling you, in the physical realm, take and place on underneath a magnet what you want on the refrigerator. You don't even need to see it. You could put it on the back of the refrigerator. You could put it, but you don't even need to put it on the refrigerator. A lot of people put notes on the refrigerator so they see them every day. You don't even need to do that. Put it in your subconscious, but put a magnet there. Hide it. Hide it from yourself. I don't know. Find somewhere you can magnetize something. You're gonna forget about it. But then you're gonna just like wake up one day and you're gonna have that thing that you wanted. You're gonna progress to that point of your job, and you go, "Oh shit, I forgot. I wrote this down when I talked to Zen back in 2018, and a year or whatever month it is, June, and all of a sudden it's January of next year, and you're like sitting exactly where you want to sit. And you're like, that's why. Use magnets. How's that? Was that fun? Yeah. Of course. And Super Champion. Here you go. Let's do as we always get into careers, love life, finances, these kind of things. Back to the love life. Super Champion Rocker. Is this woman really interested, or is she leading you on? I should have got my cards out the other day to ask that fucking question, because I didn't have a tarot then. All I was going is I was just basing things on some thought processes, which I should have not done, and that had me all fucked up. Had me crying like a little bitch. But and that's the useful part of tarot. It helps you just flip a coin and know what you want, and even to read into, it reads into little future events too. It has to. So I'll give you the same thing. Shuffle these cards, whatever they. I'm not going to give them any human-like features. They're not man. They're not woman. A lot of people probably call their tarot deck women, but I don't think so. All right, here you go. I'll give you the three here. That's the one. That's the one. Let's bury that one in here. Super Champion Rocker. A, B, C. Yeah, I can't wait to see if me and Divine Light line up here. We'll see. You heard me, Super Champion? You want A, B, or C? A, B, or C? B. Good choice. The the bees have it. First one top, boom. Six of Arrows. Transition. I don't know this card too well. And after this, I'm gonna take out the. I'm gonna divide up the things, because the Six of Arrows. Maybe Divine Light. Does this link up? I don't know the Minor Arcana like this. Vessels. You got vessels and arrows and bows and arrows. Okay, the arrows. What number was it? 6. Yeah, Hazel. Does this line up? Is the same as what you got there? Because I don't. It's a little more difficult for me to read the Minor Arcana. So let's see. Transition. So there's an easy word for you to play with there. A stylized wooden boat with a swan pro floats on a still pool of water. A single white sail on which a six-pointed star is outlined by 6 arrows drives in. In the prow of the boat stands a lone cloaked figure. I say this is good. I say it's a good one. It looks like it's supposed to transition. I see the six-sided stars, or the six-pointed star, is powerful. You're already, if she is represented by the white Let's see, you got a white Sal, a single white Sal, and you got that is that little birdie on the front. I think that represents her a lot. Um, movement towards new possibilities. There we go. Movement towards new possibilities or cycles within your personality or thought process, a subconscious impulse to travel beyond your present horizons that have become static. Possibly a testing time of uncertainty, but harnessing positive energies and drives will add will add purposeful momentum to the coming changes. So I say this is all positive. Like I don't think she's fucking with you, man. The primal impulses here is to move beyond old boundaries and personal thought process. So you've been having chicks fuck with you, and you're like, damn, is this bitch about to do the same thing? Nah, I don't think she is, man. And when I say bitch, I'm just saying I'm not disrespecting the female for any we got any new age feminists on here. I do apologize for using such strong language, but that's just the time and era that I came from and the way I speak. So deal with it, motherfuckers. So some obstacles may challenge older methods, and new, more dynamic responses are required to adapt to new set of paradigms. This can be an exciting process. The journey may be scary since letting go of an old and previous effective process can be unsettling, but the unseen tides that drive the need to evolve are already pulling into new experiences and places. Trusting in your instincts and skills to absorb change is essential to overcome a new situation. Take advantage of your subconscious forward momentum and ride the new wave with an open heart and a positive mental attitude. There you go. Welcome any new process with the confidence and apply your skills to effect healing renewal. Embrace well-tried experiences also as the wheel inevitably turns, and enter into these personal changes with enthusiasm. I say that probably links up pretty well and is I think it's a great card for it, man. So no, she is not. I say do it. Well, I don't say shit. The cards say. Hopefully that was good, Super Champion Rocker. Let me divide these up now, because I don't want to play with these minor arcana right now. I wish I could play you guys some music right now, but everybody knows what's gonna happen if I do that. My shit's gonna get taken off, and I'm gonna get copyright claims against me. I don't need all that. Oh, the green mouth. I like that. Ooh, these I really, because I want to know. I really want to look at these cards, and I can't really look at however many cards are here. I don't know if this is a standard deck or if there's extra ones in here. I haven't looked into that yet. It seems, of course. It seems bigger, but I think it's just thicker paper than the last ones I've been playing with. And I really want to get to know the Major Arcana, so we'll do that first. And I'll be able to read you guys a little better, instead of being a little indecisive about what the cards are saying. Ah, you guys want to see my card? And in fact, what I'll do is I'll say that's my card, and then I will shuffle them up, and we'll see if Zen is such a master craftsman of these arts that literally, well, that one might be a card too. We'll see. You're welcome, Mark Barron. I'm glad you enjoy. Come see us again. We do lots of different things out here. So you might even get to see the TsarXen. The Cooking with Pan show. I already filmed a couple episodes. They're just too long, and it's going to take me a long time to upload. So I don't know when I'm going to upload them. But my last episode I did should be pretty short. I might start the series with that. Oop! Don't look at that. How dare you? How dare you? Let's see if we can get through this here. Shuffle this up a little bit. Let's see if it will pop out. Let's see if the deck already knows, and it is already is it conductive in my hands? It's weird because I put some baking soda on the carpet to clean up the carpet, and I it's in my fingers, and my fingers have this really interesting feeling about it. All right, let's see. We'll take that one right there. Let's see if that's it. Let's see. If it is, well, the green woman. That's fine. We close. We close. We'll see. That is. I mean, here that is my card though. But for today, I guess I'm the green woman. What's up, Brandon? Let me see what the green woman is on here. Let's see what she got to say. The Major Arcana, the green woman. And then I will play with you. I'll play with you guys in a second. The green woman. Well, that's interesting. That's funny that popped up because who just asked me to do something on the Sita just said to do something at the solstice. The position on the wheel. The green woman stands at the midsummer solstice on the 21st of June. So that's Sita right there. That's funny. That's why she jumped out again. To remind me. I see Sita she don't even know. She ain't even still in the room. She don't even know. What did I tell her earlier? Anybody who was in here, I said, Sita, you got to keep reminding me. You gotta just stay on my ass about this. And she jumped out right here. Its element is fire and associated with the new moon, or with the noon. Noon. She is earthly manifestation of the female solar energy. So she just reminded me, man, why'd she jump out like that? Silly. hmm. Yeah, the green woman encompasses a female archetype of wildness and green energy. Yeah, and the green man's after her. So I'll play with you guys if you guys want me to play around a little bit here. We can get into some more cards. I figure we're here. Everybody learn a little bit about the tarot to begin with, and now we can play with the Major Arcana, and I can learn a little bit more about these. And you know what? Let me do one thing. I'm going to give you one. Give me 1 second, y'all, because I'm going to clean this table off. It's got a little dirt on it. I don't know how that happened. Somebody messing things up in here. I mean, I guess it is a food table, first off. A little eating table. You guys got me wanting chocolate right now. I just don't have any. Oh, you gonna make me clean this? How dare you? Now you can watch Zen OCD out. That ain't coming off. Good enough. I'm not that bad. I ain't got that much OCD. I like things to be clean and nice and I like things in somewhat of an order. All right, who's here? Yeah, I got some tea. I got ginger tea, man. I got ginger, black tea, and some little lemon, ginger, little honey. Divine Hazel, you piss. You got chocolate cake and peanut butter. Oh, you know what? I got the opposite of that. I got I think I got Reese peanut butter cup, but I don't really want some peanut butter right now. All right, Das. Peace out, Divine Hazel. Mark Barron said, "Thanks for being kind." I'm a certain kind of person. I wouldn't think anybody would call me kind. I'm kindred. I don't know. Send me a slice. Yeah. So what's up, Das? What's the question? And remember, guys, don't get all crazy with what's my life purpose. That's too far right now. You need to keep it a little more, into the standard deviations of questions. I think I've shuffled those enough. I'll do this here. Just gonna cut it once. You want to know about money? You want about money? Like what you mean? Like what to do about it? How to get it? How to get some money? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna cut the deck, and I'm gonna give you this card right here. That's what you need to do. This is what you need to do to get yourself the money. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. There you go. It is the Major Arcana, the Forest Lovers 6. Let's see how I can break this shit down for you right here. Major Arcana, the Forest Lovers. Let's see. Yeah. Das, do you know the tarot at all? Have you ever played with it? The Forest Lover are balanced. The Forest Lovers are placed at Beltane, the 1st of May, the festival of the rites of spring and the gateway to summer. Nah, not at all. Okay. In the position, they balance the suits of bows and arrows and the elements of fire and air. So you got to. So here, just key in on like the major words like fire and air. Okay. And then this is. I'm just giving you. I also teach people how to do this as we're going along because I'm teaching it myself. So you gotta work with your fire and air elements, and represent the willing interchange of energy that creates fertile consciousness. So you need some fire and air. So you ground out. And you got okay. A man and a woman stand side by side, clothed in green and brown of the wild wood. They are Robin and Marion, the forest lovers, reborn time and time again in the heart of the woods, sometimes known as Robin Hood and Maid Marian, and other times by different names. Between them stands the Maypole, the maple tree, generated by their exchange of energy and symbolizes here by a living birch tree. Spiraling around this are green garland. Reaching up towards the sky, they're representing the ascending earth energies which meet the descending energies of the sky. The forest lovers create a spark of life that generates a third force of energy. Arum lilies, or lords and ladies, as they are also known, are in the flower in this period of Beltane. They symbolize the male and female union at this time of the year and the generative energies that bring fruitfulness and harmony within the cycle of the year. So, I mean, right off the bat, obviously, if you want money, you need to balance out some energies, man. You're obviously imbalanced really bad in one direction. So you either have, like the Maypole says, basically that you're pretty good with the earth element, because you already got the spine there. You kind of got that, but you're misbalanced in the fire and air elements. So that male, female, fire and air thing, you gotta balance those out. This is the first part of it. So they're like, what to do directly with that. I don't know which part is imbalanced for you. I'm gonna keep going with this though, because there's a lot more to read. Interesting, your PT Vata. That means which body type is that? It's been a while since I studied all of that. Is that oily and like okay, fire and what's Vata? And fire and air. Interesting. What you think? You think these cards lie when they're in my hands? It can't happen. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm gonna keep going with this. Maybe, maybe we can find a little more here for you. The forest lovers represent balance in relationships and the sexual union between two polarized individuals. This in itself encompasses the love of all nature, both human and ecological, as well as that of individuals. We are each holographic fractions of the universe containing the whole of creation and the archetypes of the major arcana within us to greater or lesser degree. As we enter the great forest of life itself, we seek emotional richness and the harmony at the deepest level. From this, love blossoms entwining us ever more deeply into a state of being where differences vanish and the dross of greed and possessiveness is burned away in the sweet fires of life. True love comes from the joining of two polar energies to create a third force or consciousness. In this interchange of energy and passion, not the surrender or domination of either, but a voluntary exchange of willpower, power, and respect, we must learn to embrace and befriend all the states of our personality, male and female, light and the dark, to be truly whole. This process allows the natural flow of the cycle of seasons within our own persona. If we fail to welcome all of the archetypes into our own house, they become disowned and troublesome like mental poltergeists gently tapping on the window, seeking to be acknowledged. There are no gender politics here. We find balance for our personality through our relationships as we move on. Some men are creative and sensitive and are balanced by a strong huntress. Some women are nurturing and artistic and are balanced by a self-motivating male. The physical gender may vary, but the polarity will function or fail. To truly love, we must be truly whole, to accept every aspect of our individual personality as well accepting the same wholeness in another person. The polarity may vary from day to day, moment to moment, but the true whole person has seen all the fractured elements of their own personality and can deal with them in another. The joy of union is seamless and easy. Love is its own reward. So, on a personal level, love is a universal gift to the generous heart, and the seeker will find balance through inner harmony and healing. Polarity is the key element in the natural ebb and flow of emotional commitment. The forest lovers represent a positive spiritual force of creative emotional energy and universal desire for harmony. The inhabitants of the greenwood revere and respect the rights of love as the force that ensures the unfolding cycle of creation and emotional stability. Always bring the light of love with you. Allow it to illuminate the darkest corners of your world and support you through whatever you do. So, I mean, there you go, man. Like your money situation, you just got to balance those two polarities, huh? Yeah. Of course I can, Drew Butler. Yeah, you think that new relationships gonna balance some things out, and that will help out finances for sure, man. Relations, it's funny, it can work in many different directions. Money can obviously get you a new relationship with a woman, but um, whenever you get you could get a new woman, and that would give you balance to something in your life that you're missing, which will then get you money. You know, because if you're very fire related and say you're very sun related and you ain't got no currency or no moon, well, you put the moon in your system, you could balance yourself out artistically. You could also make art. You could also make art and get a moon out of it. Meaning draw something and paint something and sell it, and you get money. But so you can do this for many different ways. So hopefully that works, man. I think that probably already answered your question. And your relationship is probably going to help you stabilize your balances. You know what I mean? Stabilize and balance things out for you. A lot of people say it's always inside. That's not true because what's inside is outside. So if what's inside is actually already getting balanced by showing you outside in a new relationship, good, good. Yeah, Drew Butler, what you want to know, man? What's well, query the TsarXen and see if we can't find you a card for you here. What do you require? I already see your card. Hmm. Where should you be heading? But you just answered it. Towards yourself? I already told you that was your card. You want more insight on it? I already told you that was the card. It was the proper one. So I think in the past I think I probably picked this card up for you in my Tsar deck. Um, so I don't remember. I don't remember all the people I've picked cards for, but the wheel is all about the autumn equinox, the 21st of September, the element of water, and the sunset. The setting sun gives warning that the days are shortening as winter approaches. And the wheel, it represents cycles of eternal law and evolution that all living creatures are governed by. And what did you say right before this? You said compassion, justice, and patience. Interesting. So, an Iron Age loom hangs between two hazel trees above a pool of still water, and the loom is an unfinished robe of ever-changing variety, woven with images representing the cycles of fate and nature. The wheel of the year is represented, and attached to the sleeves are feathers from a hawk, wren, swan, and kingfisher, sacred creatures of the wildwood. Above the robe we catch a glimpse of the sun and the moon in the sky together. 3 herons stand at the margin of the pool like hooded men, representing the fates and awaiting the completion of the robe and the coming of its owner. The loom waits for the skillful hand of the unseen weaver to complete the pattern of possibilities and potential that constitutes fate and chance. The wheel traditionally represents the cycles of eternal law and evolution that all living creatures are governed by. Change is unavoidable and necessary if the cycles of nature are to remain alive and regenerative. But on the human level, we are the weavers. And earlier today, I've been talking about weaving all day. I think even the beginning of this broadcast. Weavers of our own destiny. Consciously or unconsciously, we make our own patterns and possibilities that mark our path through fate. We wear our fate around us like a cloak, carrying with us all the potential and possibilities the universe has to offer. And although seemingly random, chaotic nature of the universe always has the final word, we can affect our own life and that of the world by taking control of our destiny. Many believe that fate is set and that all things are predetermined, no matter what we do in this reality. But the weaver of the cloak can affect this ever-shifting matrix of potential just by recognizing the pattern and the making timely decisions. We can grasp the web of fate and weave in our own special personal pattern. Although the jigsaw puzzle of probability and possibility holds the universe together in a loose web of predictable events, nothing is set in stone. The very act of asking a question creates a whole new set of possibilities. But be aware, with this ability to weave our own destiny comes responsibility. Our actions are not without risk. If things are out of balance with the universe, the wheel will bring change in order to restore natural harmony of the web of fate. And so the point here is the wheel has turned, change is at hand. In all the nature there is a time and a tide. A cycle laws of birth, death, and rebirth are ever resolving. And without change, all things stagnate. How you deal with this is the issue here. With the tangled and tightly woven fabric of chance, you have the power to make a difference. So there you go, man. You asked, where should you be heading? I mean, I don't know. You have to ask yourself, where do you want to go? Of course, Drew. That's the thing. Like, you asked the question, but the answer that, this is when they say the answers are all inside of you. I mean, you already answered it for yourself. And it's not like say go inside of yourself and just sit there. It's basically be meditative on it. It's like, here's the thing that I tell people, and it's people that get stuck in this question. Yeah, man, I'm just a mirror for things, and so are the cards. Is you're not stuck anywhere. You can always make a new decision. Like if something is, you make a decision, you're like, where should I be headed? Well, I don't know, go the fuck over there. And you get over there and you're like, well, I don't know. Are you done being over there? Well, yeah, then go somewhere else. You have done being there? Yeah, go somewhere else. Are you comfortable where you are? Oh, yeah. Okay, stay there. That's how that works. You're just kind of mapping your own thing out through time. Just don't think that just because you want to do something with your life. What do you want to be when you grow up? You hear that question they ask kids. What do you want to be when you grow up? How rude of you. You know what? I'm everything. I'm gonna be all things. I'll do everything that I want to do. I'll be rich. I'll be an artist. I'll make music. I'll teach people. I'll do all the shit. What do you mean? What do you want to be when you grow up? Like your one thing? You can't. Don't. That's simplified basic mathematics. A 5-year-old kid don't even know what he fucking wants for lunch, and you're asking me what he wants to be when he grows up. Uh-huh. So, yeah, what's going on? Who else is in here? Yeah, that was good, man. See, I told you that the Major Arcana is, this is going to work real. This is much easier. And it gets right to the point. It can be a little too much for people working with just the major, but we MLB, Major League Baseball out here. We're working on master numbers. This is 22. Karmic Oak Run. Of course, I'll do a reading for you. Huh. I already think I found your card. I don't know what your question is yet. There's your card. We're going to pass it by, though, until you give me a question. And I'm going to even let you pick. We'll see if you can pick the right one. And while I'm waiting for you to respond with your question, I'm going to get a pillow for my seat here. Should you pursue a management opportunity at work? Good question. Do you want me to cut this? You want me to cut it, or do you want me to take off the top? Do what you do? Okay, I'll cut it. This is the one you want right there. That's your card. Should you pursue this management opportunity at work? The green woman came out again. Wow, she keeps popping up, huh? You weren't here for it earlier. And because I've been reading this for people, I will read it again. The green woman stands at the midsummer solstice on the 21st of June. And Karmic, you know a little bit about the tarot, right? Should you already know what this means? It's the element of fire and associated with noon. She is an earthly manifestation of a female solar energy. So there you are, solar mama. The green woman. Oh, you don't know anything. Okay, you don't. I thought you did for some reason. The green woman, a disgorger of nature, crowned with ferns and wild roses, breathes the divine word of life. Her calm, serene expression is steady and full of gracious sovereignty. So your answer is obviously yes, but we'll continue with this. Around her neck, unless of course you had another opportunity that was bigger. Around her neck is a golden Celtic gorget representing the sun throughout the year. The golden amber cup before her has within it the milk of love and nurturing, and the Shala Nagig. Wow, I've never heard that word before. The Sheila Nagig, on its side represents the life force of all women. The green woman symbolizes the forest at midsummer. Here amid the luxuriant foliage, small animals and birds of the wildwood live and build their homes, creating a whole ecosystem within the branches and a safe haven for the innocent and vulnerable beneath its roots. Meaning, the green woman encompasses the female archetype of wildness and green energy. Her presence balances that of the wild man and represents the earthly manifestations of female solar energy and the rich bounty of the Great Mother. She also represents the goddess of the land, sometimes expressed as sovereignty, who challenges all comers to brave her test and to offer to those who succeed the gifts of inner kingship and love and deepening bond of the riches of the earth. From her pours the glorious light of the midsummer sun, blessing everything it touches with life and boundless energy. This figure is complex and subtle, but highly dynamic in its interaction with anyone who seeks to understand the nature of the wildwood mythos. She meditates the sacred blessing of her earthly fertility and the beasts that inhabit it, and forms a deep bond with the seeker who wishes to attune to the rhythm of the wheel of the year. In the Arthurian traditions, she validates the kingship of Arthur by bringing him the sacred sword and established him as a guardian of the hollows of Britain, sometimes appearing as the Lady of the Lake, who fosters both Arthur himself as well as the young hero Lancelot. In other stories, she manifests the flower as the flower bride, sought after by more than any one of Arthur's great knights, and offers the deep bonds of matrimony and joy to those with whom she shares her bounty. At its heart, her sacred soul is the initiator of the human individual into this realm of wildwood. Appearing at a time of rich nurturing and protection of learning and initiation, when loving and fertile relationships, both human and universal, abound, the green woman mediates the sacred sovereignty of the earth's soul and can show the path to understanding communion with nature. But with this blessing comes responsibility. Remember, this glorious, magnanimous, and generous spirit can give you life through you, radiated by the sacred breath of life, and given to others who need guidance and healing. So yeah, the answer is pretty much yes, unless you have a better opportunity. Like if you have a bigger, better, more like something. If something offers itself to you better than that, go fucking do it. But certainly you can have that job if you want. Cards don't lie when they're in my hands. You're not allowed to. You can find people that can fuck with cards. I can't do it. Anybody been on here? Back when I was doing a lot of tarot readings, you can watch. You can see everybody say, "Yep, that's exactly correct." Never, not once. You're welcome, Karmic. Anybody else? Step right up. Step right up. If you do, guys, if anybody does want to, put a coin in the tip jar so I can go get a drink later, you can do that. Don't do it on the YouTubes. Don't do it on the YouTubes. Go to either one of my other places to do it. You'll find it in the comment section. Or in the comment section? No, you find it in the description section. And that's not just for people I'm doing readings for. I don't, obviously I do this shit for free, but Proctor, of course. Oh, should you be traveling? Here we go. Proctor, yes. Would you like to be traveling? Let's see, should you be traveling? I'm gonna have to take that one right there. That's your card right there. The Woodward. Woodward. I'm gonna check him out. He looks pretty sweet. Just by the look of the card, yes. You got all sorts of cool shit in here. You're fine if you travel, man. But I'll read for you anyways because I don't even know what this means. The Woodward. What's he connected with? Emma, what's the 11 normally? And there we go. I told you, it just, this is how it works. The Woodward stands at Lammas, the 1st of August, which falls as the summer wanes between the elements of fire and water. He is associated with the full moon, where bows become vessels. So bows become vessels. You want to travel? You get in a vessel. You already got the bird behind him flying. He's got a companion. Yeah. He's got the bird behind him. He's got his what kind of cat is that? He's got one in his head. He's got his staff. He even got a drink, I think, in his hand. He's sipping on a martini. He's about to go do some shit. I mean, I'm gonna read it for you because I'd like to know what the whole thing says. But there you go. A human hunter. Well, there you go. So you're hunting. A human hunter wearing a mountain lion mask holds a bloodied spear in one hand and a cup of giving intoxication and compassion in the other. From the crossbar of the spear shaft hangs an ivory statuette of the oldest why do they, when they do that, I can say the word, but then they put like half of it on the one line and they put the little dash and then I say anthropomorphic figure found in Europe. A lion-headed human thought to be 30,000 years old. A lynx sits at the figure's side and an eagle swoops over his right shoulder. In the background, Silbury Hill symbolizes the harvest alignment to the sunrise at Lammas. The summer sun rises behind the Woodward, its rays painting the world gold. The classical tarot image is of strength, is a beautiful, mature woman controlling or holding a lion. The inherent balance of this image shows the calm beauty of patience and love, countering the unbridled emotions of anger and hate. The Woodward, an ancient guardian of wildwood, symbolizes the inner power that comes from facing fear and understanding the nature of darkness. The inner strength that comes from this awareness gives the individual the emotional body language and the humility to say, I'm not a victim, treat me with respect, do not mistake my passivity for weakness. Wow. Number 11, so that's a strong one. Which actually looks kind of like the Gemini. Very funny. Within the Wildwood Tarot, the Woodward is a hunter whose prey is solutions to moments of crisis. He acts on emotional backstop when fate or the destructive energy in a situation faces a seemingly irrational or overwhelming disaster. When the individual is removed from a place of seeming security, they are stripped from the emotional baggage that holds them in a state of limbo. During the stripping away of illusory power, individuals find within themselves their true inner strength. A person who has learned from the experience of journey around the wheel of the year gains vital wisdom about the nature of patience and resolution. However, neither of these qualities is enough on its own to give the spiritual hunter courage to forage in the wilderness again. A certain fierceness is needed. The hunter must be strong or cunning as the creature they are tracking and as dedicated to their goal as the lioness is to protecting and feeding her cubs. This is not mindless, irrational aggression, but the tempted stoicism of a cool and resolute passion. The strength of the Woodward is both a balance and a dichotomy between the energy of the hunter and the guardian, and the grounded inspiration found within the ecstasy of drumming and war dancing. These energies honor the qualities that provide protection and inspiration. Once again, that's hilarious that it's 11, which is very much connected to the Gemini language, which is that balance that looks like a dichotomy, which is stoicism and passion. And it's not aggression or... It's very funny that it would be 11 on here, as the Gemini symbol is literally a 1 and 1. Yeah, so there you go. Travel. That's what's up. Traveling is for sure. So Proctor, hopefully that was a fun one for you and is what you exactly wanted to hear about your traveling, your Brotherhood of the Traveling Pants. What's up, Link? Hello, Tarot. Nice to see you again. So let me take a sip of this. And how long are we in here? How many minutes are we in? Like 125? I'll shuffle this up. Yeah, you're welcome, Proctor. Of course. And I think it was a good one. I think it was a fun one. I don't even know how to read. What's reading? What is that? Let me go grab a little snack to bite on right now, and we'll see who jumps in, and we'll see if the cards can call its next. There we go. Oh no, you guys want it this way. I see who's looking at the cards. We'll see who it calls. And when I come back, take this little commercial break, even though there is no commercials here. Well, damn it. Screw that up. Let's see what happens. See how they turn out. Well, good thing I went and did that. Forgot I boiled some eggs. A little over hard boiled. At least I don't like them that hard, but oh well. Let's see what kind of snacks I got here. Sorry for eating in all your faces right now. That's all, baby. All right. Yep. See who's here. All right. What's up, Anya? Ha 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 ha! Super champion. You didn't even lie. Good for you, man. That's so weird. She don't believe in tarot. Does she know who I am? We can make her believe. We always make believe though. That's good, man. That's interesting. Well, it don't matter if she believes in tarot or not. Like that was probably a little bit of a. That's excellent, man. That's amazing. Yeah, get her a deck and see what happens now. See when you start pulling cards, and you're just like, whoops. All right, Emma, I can do that for you. I'll shuffle them again for you. She might let me up. Let me go. Hey, Super Champion Rocker. Let me find all the videos where I'm wilding the fuck out, and turn those off so she doesn't get the wrong idea. Which is about like 50% of them. So hopefully she goes to the ones where I'm just like, hi, this is Zen. I'm just gonna do a little calm, non-spastic reading for everyone today. Anya, have I ever done Ouija board? No, I mean, no, but you know what I mean? I've been playing with a lot of things I think are a little higher level than, I mean, Ouija is pretty impressive, but usually you got to do it with like 2 or 3 people, right? So I don't get down with other magicians like that. Let me go get my dog a snack, and I'm right back. I'll do Emma her card. Come here. All right, we're back here. That's all, baby. I ain't got no more snacks for you. Hi, baby. I got no more snacks for you now, baby. Go ahead now. Yeah, I had to make these. Yeah, I'm making you hungry. Do you mind? So that's why I took the snacks away. I didn't want to make everybody jealous, and I'm so over here crunching. Even though I've been out here for. That's the first thing I've eaten today. I boiled some eggs and had an egg and some crunchy things, some crunchy ricey cakes and some pita chips. It's way too salty for me, man. I hate buying bag goodies and stuff. Uh-oh, what happened here?